Nils Hoglander, man, had a career season and then gets to the postseason and the guy turned into a ghost, man. You think you're going to be hyped up for the biggest games of your life, and then you absolutely kind of lay an egg in the postseason. Now in Vancouver, you got Daniel Sprong coming in, a very similar type of player to Nils Hoglander, a bit more playmaking to his game. But the interesting thing about these two players is analytically, they've been two of the most efficient players in the NHL offensively over the past couple of seasons. Daniel Sprong right up there in terms of that points per 60 at even strength. Just finds a way to always get on the stat sheet. And Nils Hoglander, 24 even strength goals, one of the best goal scoring rates per 60 in the NHL last season. Now, Kyle, moving forward, of the two players, which do you think has a bigger impact for your Vancouver Canucks this season?
Nils Hoglander. What's with all this disrespect for Nils Hoglander, a very young player still in the National Hockey League? I can't stand it. And what's this whole notion that Kiefer Sherwood just completely knocked Nils Hoglander out of this lineup? That's complete BS. Now, Nils Hoglander has to become, again, a more two-way player. Okay, for real. He's got to be just good everywhere. He's also got to be more consistent offensively, okay? He needs more flair in his game. I hope Rick Tocchet's whole mantra about opening things up allows Hoglander to just be himself a bit more, because that matters too, okay? But man, oh man, even if this guy has to get a lot better, I hate the disrespect. That Nils Hoglander is getting. And it's coming from guys like Trevor Beggs and Satir Shah, man. That's Kiefer Sherwood, 30-goal scorer. Kiefer Sherwood, Nils Hoglander, odd man out, possibly. Come on, Trevor. What's going on here? Daniel Sprong versus Nils Hoglander? What are we doing here?
Well, I think it's as simple as this. Nils Hoglander doesn't have the full trust of his coaching staff yet. Look, we see Nils Hoglander in Vancouver. I think both of us believe in Hoglander more so than Daniel Sprong. And between the two, Hoglander still has more upside as well. You know, he's the guy who's a lock for a roster. Daniel Sprong isn't even a lock for the roster right now. He's probably going to make it. But, Nils Hoglander, again, the fact that he was healthy scratch in the playoffs and not play his best hockey, I mean, I think he's going to take that experience and learn from it, much like he took the AHL demotion and learned from it the year prior. And, going into the season, I am curious who gets the spot alongside Elias Pettersson, because interestingly enough, Nils Hoglander, one of Pettersson's best friends on the team heading into the season. Now, he had to earn the opportunity to play with Pettersson. Almost didn't earn the opportunity to play with Pettersson come playoff time. Was, Ilya Mikheyev got the shot ahead of Nils Hoglander in Game 7, which, again, says something about Hoglander. But Daniel Sprong also pretty good friends with Pettersson as well. So I could get the feeling that one of these guys is going to play with Pettersson to start the season. I'm not convinced which guy is going to start the season there. And I honestly think it's going to come down to who has the better training camp between both players.
I wonder if there was a conversation within the brass of that organization, right? In the boardroom. Do we need to bring someone in to light a bit of fire consistently in Hoglander's, I was going to say in Hoglander's ass, but on Hoglander's ass, okay? Okay? The other one's a little dangerous. Anyways, I wonder if that was the case, because I feel as if this organization, again, a lot of Swedish pedigree here. They spent a lot of time developing this guy. I know Alvina Rutherford didn't draft Hoglander, but again, he's been here for a long time, and you've seen this guy be a bit of a POS, a guy who can get under your skin, a guy who can be somewhat of a Rick Tocchet player if he gets it all together. Now, speaking of Rick Tocchet, speaking about what you just said, right? Hoglander back in the day gets healthy scratched against the Oilers in that playoff series. But what does he do when he gets back in the lineup? Doesn't he score in Game 6? Oh, he does. He does. Doesn't he almost score in Game 5 before JT Miller scores to win it? Didn't he? I feel like he almost scored in the third period, but he hit the post. Oh yeah, he did. So he almost scores in Game 5. He scores in Game 6, and then Game 7 comes against the Oilers. Brock Besser gets hurt, and what happens? Ilya Mikheyev gets promoted, and Hoglander gets demoted. Rick Tocchet's got to step his ish up. For real. It's just the truth. And you talk about this whole philosophy of playing more offense. We'll lean into guys like Hoglander instead of guys like, well, I know you don't have this guy anymore, but Ilya Mikheyev. or PDG or Sam Lafferty, because that's what was happening. Those guys were getting consistently more chances within that Game 7 game than Nils Hoglander. Whose fault is that?
It was a bizarre decision in a do-or-die game. And to your point, Kyle, Nils Hoglander wasn't trusted during the playoffs, and it does have me questioning heading into the season who gets the bigger opportunity. But let's make no mistake, it should be Nils Hoglander.
It should
be. That being said, both players almost identical points per 60 last season. Nils Hoglander 2.37 points per 60, Daniel Sprong 2.36. Both were top 50 in terms of goals per 60. These guys are both elite offensive talents with deficiencies in their game. But I think you bank on Nils Hoglander to be better and to improve more so than Daniel Sprong, who we just don't know as much about in Vancouver.